Welcome back, sisters. We are here live on the Hero Whispers, iHeartRadio. We finally made it to the big time. You're with Supergirls and Chief Supergirl, Jeannie Marie. And today we have an amazing sister. This time it is a true sister, and I mean Tri-Delta sorority sister of mine. I am so excited to have her, Isabella Massey. We're going to talk with her in a moment. But before that, just in case, we may have new listeners now that we're on the iHeartRadio wavelength. And I want to talk a little bit about the show and what we do. So Supergirls is a movement that we created to inspire and empower young college women and young college women alums to launch into the real world, to help them with whatever that takes, whether it's career counseling, money management, networking, mentoring, whatever it is. We are here to help them, to guide them into the real world and to have a softer landing. One of the things we do is this podcast called The Hero Whispers, where we get to actually speak live to these Supergirls and hear about their lives, what they're doing, and connect with them in real time. So I am super pumped to introduce you to Isabella. Thank you so much for being on the show, Isabella.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
It's so cool. Isabella and I met through the Tri-Delta network because, you know, once a Tri-Delta, always a Tri-Delta. Delta love, as we call it. And I'm actually going to be doing an event at her school, Stockton University, in the fall. And we're going to be doing some really cool things and workshops for the sisters. So first, I just want to say, Isabella, thank you for coordinating that. She's the president of her chapter of Tri-Delta on that campus, which is an amazing feat also, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you for reaching out.
Oh, my God. Of course. Sister love. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about her bio, and then we'll start talking to the real live Isabella herself. My name is Isabella Massey. I'm currently 20 years old. I'm from Hammonton, New Jersey, and I am a senior nursing major at Stockton University. The past 3 years at Stockton have been the best of my life. I met my very best friends and a great guy. I learned a whole lot, both inside of the classroom and out, and I have become extremely involved on campus, including serving as my sorority's chapter president, as well as one of 4 undergraduate students to plan and implement new student and family programs. Snaps for the sorority president. Woo! Tri-Delta. When I graduate this year, I hope to pass the NCLEX and work as a Neonatal Intensive Care Unit nurse, where I will be taking care of newborn babies with special health circumstances. I have always wanted to help people, which is evident from my extensive volunteer experience throughout high school and college. But what really solidified my dream to be a nurse was when my brother was born with a lung condition that required him to stay in the NICU for an extended period of time when I was 8 years old. The nurses there were so kind to my family, and I watched them give their all to my brother as he was recovering. Since then, I have hoped to one day be able to help those who cannot help themselves through nursing. That is beautiful. Amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love the kindness and the big heart that you have and that you're sharing with the world. It's like, it's so touching and so fabulous, and I wish there were more people like you out there in the world.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much for being my sister. So, first of all, I just want to say, do people call you Izzy or Isabella? What is like your preferred?
Yes. So people call me everything from Izzy to Bella to Isabel. There's a lot of different variations, but my mom actually calls me Izzy. She said that she would never call me Izzy when she named me Isabella, and then here I am, and she said, I'm not a Bella, I'm an Izzy, so that's what she calls me.
She didn't know until your personality came out, right?
She didn't know, yes.
That's awesome. Well, my niece is named Bella. I have a cousin, Isabella. I mean, there's a lot of Isabellas. I feel like in the time period that you were born, like there's a lot of people that really felt that was a beautiful name. It is. It's a beautiful name. So
Thank you.
It's definitely a mouthful, Isabella. So Izzy is a lot easier.
That's perfect.
Well, first of all, congrats on your amazing ride at Stockton. I mean, you've
Thank you.
accomplished so much, and you're so humble about it. That's the other amazing thing. But I love how you said, I've learned so much inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So talk to us about what you've learned outside the classroom. That to me is like more intriguing.
So my college experience started at Stockton University when I went on an outdoor adventure retreat for Stockton my freshman year. It was 250 freshmen out of a 2,000 freshman class. And so we were able to go on this retreat and get to talk to each other and get to learn icebreakers and learn about the institution and things like that. And that's where my college life really started. I met my absolute best friends, who are still my best friends to this day and who I hope will be my best friends till forever. And so I met them all there. And so that's where my college life really started. And then that's kind of how I got involved in everything else on campus. And so right now, that's really my passion is Tri Delta and my work with my institution and with orientation programs and new student programs and parent programs for the university. Because I say that I have the rest of my life to be a nurse. And to learn about nursing and to learn even more. So inside the classroom, that's what I'm learning about. And that is truly a passion of mine as well. But in college, so far, it's those outside the classroom experiences that I'm getting with my friends and my sisters and my coworkers and my supervisors, because those are things that I'm never going to get again unless I somehow end up back at college. But I'm never going to have this time as an undergraduate student at Stockton University again. So that's where I really thrive right now is those outside of the classroom experiences. And I've learned so much through them. I've learned what loyalty truly means from friends, from coworkers, and from supervisors. I've learned how to be a better person, how to be more social, how to be empathetic to people's situations, and what diversity and inclusion means to people. And I think that's going to really help me in my career as a nurse in the future. Stuff that can't be taught to you. It's just stuff that you have to learn over time and experience for yourself. So those are my outside the classroom experiences.
Well, I want to say something. I am really inspired by you and the fact that you understand what it means to live in the moment. Okay. And the fact that you're living in the moment at college and you're treasuring those college memories right now, because you're right. You will never have that again. And my friends from college are some of the best friends I and I'm a lot older than you, but they're some of the best friends still to this day, and a lot of them are Tri Deltas, which I love.
Of course, mine too.
I know. I feel so freaking cool and special that we are able to share this together and have a Tri Delta on here. I love it. So I'm so excited because it's just such a great organization. And that being said, how did you get to be slated as El Presidente?
So for Tri Delta, if people don't know, so for slating, the position chooses you. You don't choose the position. So there's no campaigning. You can't tell people that that's what you want to run for. So really, I had no idea that I was going to be slated as president. Of course, I held past positions that were high positions in the chapter, and I had power, and I had a lot of responsibility in the chapter before. So it wasn't something that was so far-fetched for me, but it wasn't something that I was expecting because that's not what we do as Tri Delta women expect to be put in positions. So when I was slated as president, I was extremely happy, but extremely nervous. And I didn't really know what to expect from the position because you never really do. President is always said to be such a lonely position because it's not something that you do with other people. Like you are the sole leader of the chapter in that position, which is something that I've actually decided that is not true about being president. I think that you can lead with other people, even the people that are supposed to be under you. I think that you can make it a partnership rather than lead them. But I was chosen for the position because of the responsibility I've held in other positions on campus, and the responsibility that I've held for my chapter, and I hope the love I have for my chapter and for my sisters. And it was like said to me that I was chosen for the position because like they thought that I would be the best fit to lead them in that moment and to be the most inclusive in that moment for them, for the chapter, and to grow the chapter more than it already has been, because the past presidents have done amazing jobs running the chapter. But those are just some of the things that were said about me. I don't love talking about myself and hyping myself up, but
but that's what this is for. That's why we do this, so that you guys so you guys do have a chance to do that, because you're like, you have the whole world ahead of you, and it's so exciting, and you just have to keep this enthusiasm.
And it is. It's so important.
And you are a shining star, and you have so much energy, to give the world. And they probably, they recognize that. And the one thing you said is really interesting, how you lead people. And to lead people by walking behind them is one of my favorite sayings and one of my favorite quotes, because it's true. Like, you let people kind of come into their own, and you just empower them. And then it's just so much more of a gift. And it sounds like that's what
I really love
they're
that.
teaching
Yeah.
you. They're teaching you there, which is cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dude. You're so awesome. Okay, so what is your big sexy vision for your life when you think about it after college?
For my life after college. So actually, I was just having a conversation because we're going through training right now for my orientation program that I do on campus. And so one of the things that we have to do is sit around in a circle and talk about each other's visions of the future, or things that have happened to us in the past, so that we can understand each other better. And so something that I brought up was that in my future, I've realized that I don't have to put myself in the box that I've been putting myself in. So from a very young age, I've wanted to be a neonatal nurse. When I was in 5th grade, I dressed up as a neonatal nurse. I brought in a baby, I brought a lab coat, and I wore my mom's friend's scrubs. And that's what I wanted to do with my life. Everyone else was like pop star. Life was be a neonatal nurse, and I'm not sure like where that drive came from, but I'm realizing now that that's not the only thing that I have to be in life. I can like do so many other things, and if I change my mind at 30 or 60 or whenever, like that's okay, because I can still do that stuff for myself. And so I think my vision of the future is to not just be stagnant in my life, and not just be who I think I should be, but be who I want to be in that moment. Like, so if I want to be a nurse and then I want to be a professor, which is another dream I've come to realize for myself, probably a nursing professor, but to just keep changing my mind and like know that that's okay for myself. And eventually I want to have a family and travel, because that's something that I also really enjoy. So just like do everything that I want with my life when I want to do it is basically my vision for the future.
That is really insightful. I was not one of those people that knew what they wanted. Like, I had my best friend in high school she knew she wanted to be an architect, and like, she knew that from an early age, and she was so focused, and I was always so jealous of her. I shouldn't say jealous. That sounds negative, but I was so inspired by the fact that she knew.
Right.
And it was just like, there was no swaying her. Like, that was it. And she just went for it. And so her career took off. Like, she's